we'd like you to stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First thing on the agenda, tax abatement for the Pursuit.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. So the Pursuit Church filed an abatement for this property for the 2022 tax year. I did give you guys my printout as well, just of what I have written up. The building has been unoccupied until the Pursuit remodeled it. Occupancy has now been given. Due to a daycare also being in the church, I did review the North Dakota Century Code and spoke with Lori Hansen from the County Tax Director's Office. She did in turn also have Wade Inget review it. And I am recommending removing the building and land value for tax exemption for 2022.
Move this up the recommendation.
Is there any further discussion? Okay, Ada, you want to do a roll call on this?
Lauren.
Aye.
Jesse.
Aye.
Ty.
Aye.
Chad.
Aye.
Hearing all ayes, no nays, motion carries.
Thank you.
Next thing on the agenda is the minutes. Have everybody had a chance to look them over? If so, can I get a motion to accept?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on it or comments? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Planning and zoning recommendations.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. This evening for the planning and zoning recommendations, we did have our meeting last night. Skip was the one who ran the meeting. The only thing on the agenda was a conditional use permit for Betty Leaf. She is wanting to run a sewing business out of the old daycare up on the north end of First Street Northwest. And they did make the motion to approve that, as long as you guys are in favor of it also.
Okay,
Move to accept that recommendation from planning and zoning.
I'll second that.
okay, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion on it? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carried.
Okay, and the only thing that was brought up during the commission concerns was Dale Keelan had asked about the boats and campers and things that are parked in front of people's residence. And I told them that I did believe that the police department was taking care of that. And I'm sure, is that correct?
Yes.
Sorry. Dale said he knew that it wasn't the right forum, but he had a question, so he asked.
Okay,
So. And that was
anything
it.
else?
Nope, that was the whole meeting.
Okay, appreciate it, thanks.
Thank you.
Planning and zoning administrator report.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. As you can see, we are still getting building permits in. A couple of those are the approval after you guys did variances last month. We did have a special event mobile food permit. They did it just right over here across the street. And other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have on them.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? If there isn't, can I get a motion to accept the,
So moved.
and a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second's been made. Any discussion on it? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none, Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, EDC. Hello, Mr. Hello there, Mr. Springen.
Guys for your time.
Little green light.
It's on, okay. So I sent just a little summary along just to kind of explain our thoughts on it. I'd be happy to answer any questions right off the bat, or we can start reviewing those one at a time. I did have one thing that I'm not sure if it got taken care of last time when I wasn't here. Jenny Gaskelin's obviously moved from our community, and we had Megan Colbinson agreed to step up and fill her spot. So if that hasn't been approved, that probably needs to be entered into the records to accept her as a committee member on there. So.
Okay, let's do that.
I think it wasn't it approved?
I thought we did, but.
Okay, you probably did. I wasn't
Yeah,
presenting last time. Okay, all right. Well, she's good. She's on board and been at a meeting, so.
So anybody got any questions for Steve on this, on these?
We can go through them one at a time. However, I assume you have them in front of you or, okay. Probably the lightest amount here is this Stanley Tech Camp. I'd be happy to answer any questions there. I know it's been a while since they had one here, but they have been having them in the area, Tioga and some of the other areas there. So we kind of think it's a good thing to add on to the youth, and somebody's picking up half the bill. So that kind of makes that a little more attractive there. So
I'll make a recommendation to approve the youth camp. Are we doing them all together or one at a time?
We can do them all together, or we can do them one at a time.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
one at a time.
all right.
I'll make a motion to approve
Okay.
the recommendation for the tech camp.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second on the table. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Steve?
Okay. Okay, the second one's the golf club, and obviously there's a band concert tonight, so Brady couldn't be here along with a couple other people. So I'm speaking on behalf of the EDC and on behalf of the golf club because I am on that irrigation committee. So I'd be happy to answer any questions as far as the project. I will also kind of tell you what I included in there in the summary is pretty much our thoughts on, you know, the EDC as far as supporting that. We did have a request in from the golf club for $50,000 grant and a $50,000 loan. We decided just to keep it clean and simple that we tabled the motion on the loan for the time being here because we do not have a start date. We don't have a signed contract. We don't have a lot of things in place. Those things are getting bid and that type of thing. So tonight, asking for that $50,000 grant on that. For those of you that may or may not be aware, you can only come to the EDC the way the guidelines are written every 2 years, but we did kind of want to make it clear that that may need to be dealt with next year on the other half of that request there. So, but we thought just like I said, to keep it clean so it's not hanging there and there's not a start date when we haven't drawn on a loan or whatever, that we tabled that part of that motion. So,
Okay,
I'd move to accept the recommendation of the EDC on the $50,000 grant once they have a start date or the bid and the project is going to go forward, then at that time grant them that 50,000 and leave the window open to come back for that loan.
Okay, so you're not actually or making a motion on the fact of giving them the loan,
No, they.
just giving them a date to come back next year.
Yeah, just to allow them that ability to come back because of the 2-year deal. If we
Right.
have one piece of business and close it on the grant, then they can't come back.
Right.
And I want to leave that option open for them to be able to come back and talk to us about that loan.
Okay.
How much funding is left in the EDC for this year?
The balance was $413,000. We need to carry over 150. And so we've never made it a practice of trying to spend it all, knowing that it goes back into the general fund. But there are things that need to be dealt with in the year that we're dealing with it. So I'm not doing the math right off the top of my head, but maybe when we get through the other one, we'll know where the math is. But I know there's still money left in that fund after these requests that are in front of us. I also did have a couple of them that are in arrears on their agreements, and I am working with them to see if they can either get that current or get some extension on their terms there. So I hope to have that information for the December meeting. So.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion on the table by Chad. Is there a second on that? Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Oh, yes, yeah. We better do a roll call.
Lauren,
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Ty,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
All right.
Hearing no opposed, only ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. The last one that we have is, which I know you're all familiar with, is the request from the Park District for those funds. I guess in my summary, it kind of came down to, as I put it there, the money needs to come from somewhere. There's money in this fund for this year. So we moved to approve that request there to draw that money out of there. So I realize the money comes from different places on the Park District and the funding, but the money's in our fund, and that was our feeling on it, that we should be using that to pay that balance down further. So
Which, is this the 150K or I saw 500, which,
What is the
it's
requested
it's
amount?
150. That was probably on the back of that was where they originally started. Obviously, there's no sense asking for twice what's in the fund, so that had to be amended. So the request is for 150.
Okay,
So is this
anybody?
being used to make their payment? Is that what they're getting at? Or
Is what?
is this being used to make their payment on their loan to the city? Because I see in their letter, and let me quote from the letter. It says the city has agreed to loan us the money, but we were told that we need to pay back the loan. Well,
Put a loan in.
that's a little striking to me. I mean, would you not go into that with the understanding that a 0% loan should be paid back, and it's 3 million, and now, I mean, the initial request at another $500,000, which, thank you guys for just saying, not that just can't happen. But then to come right back with another $150,000 worth of more tax money, it's
I guess-
concerning. I mean,
Yeah, I guess our feeling is it's going to have to come from within this community somehow anyway. So I realize it's an issue. I understand what you're saying, but That pool needs to get completed, and obviously there's gonna be a mortgage on it, so.
We've taken a lot of heat on this subject, so we're a little bit tentative on, I can understand why Chad's saying that, because
And I understand when you say it has to be paid back from the community, but we looked at what their mills were gonna be and they raised them so that it wouldn't affect sports or anything like that, and they would be able to pay for it out of the funds that they already take from the taxpayers.
But I haven't saw it. Have you saw it? Did you see their mill increase on our tax? You know what we got here not too long ago?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. So I don't know if they got their mill increase in correctly this year or in time again. Because last year they missed, right?
I didn't see it.
any further discussion on this?
Was your EDC board unanimous?
Yes, it was.
I'd make a motion to approve the EDC for 150,000.
Is there a second?
Second. Now this is, they can't come back for 2 years. The EDC,
Correct.
right?
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table. Any further discussion? This is $150,000 that the ADC is going to give the park board. Okay, Ada, would you call the roll?
Lauren?
Skip me really quick.
Skip you. Okay. Jesse? Yeah.
Aye.
Ty? Linda?
Aye.
Chad?
Aye.
Lauren?
No.
Okay, one nay, the rest ayes. Motion carries.
I think that is all I had, unless somebody has some questions. I don't know that we have too much coming up for the final month of the year, and that's when they clean out that account and move those balances down. So I don't think you'll probably be seeing me for anything major. So,
Okay,
okay.
any other questions for Steve? Thanks, Steve.
I guess one other thing I did want to bring up there, I don't know if you have any feelings on that or if it comes up regularly, but we kind of all under the feeling that, you know, we need somebody from the EDC that's a dedicated person on it, you know, and over the past, I don't know how many years, you know, we've had EDC people, we've had them as employees, we've had them as contract workers, we've had them, all the towns around us have the same issues. They have somebody for a while, they can't decide how to fund them, there's no agreement, whatever. We did approach the county on sharing a person, and they're seem to be happy with the situation they're in, where Service Basin kind of takes care of all their paperwork and issues and meetings. So we didn't get anywhere there. Obviously, there's enough money that comes into the fund every year to fund somebody, but, you know, I don't know that you want to supervise one more person or one more entity. We're willing to do a little more legwork on that. Basically, we're 4 people on the funding committee, and the mayor is the 5th person, and we don't bother you unless we have somebody to break a vote. So if that's okay, if you'd like to come to our meetings, all the better. So we kind of left Fritz alone. So
Yeah.
and we probably should email you so you know when they are, but they're kind of as needed. So I just would like you to think about that, and we're going to probably discuss it anyway, but if you want to give us some direction on that, we're open to suggestion there. So,
Yeah, I guess my feeling on that is, I know you guys do a lot of work on it and you do go through a lot of stuff. But I don't think it would be enough to warrant hiring somebody to manage that.
you know, yeah, on one hand, you would think they could pay their way just on grants, making sure they kicked every rock over. But, you know, you're not going to get those grants every year or what have you. But, and then there's always gets to be the issue of what that person's going to do, what their responsibilities are in the community. Pretty soon they're working for the council, pretty soon they're working for the commercial club, pretty soon they're, and, so you'd have to set down some pretty rigid guidelines on what you want to accomplish there. So it, basically our committee is just a screening committee. We try to follow up, we try to encourage, we try to follow through on things so we can bring it to you. But are we taking them to a bank or taking them around the area or working with their finances? No, we're not doing that. We don't have the capability to make any commitments there. So,
Right.
so anyway, if you would just give that some thought, we keep discussing it amongst ourselves, but part of it would be landing on the right person.
Right.
So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, the Lagoon Road. Discussion on that?
I believe it's just this easement, right? Ingress and egress to the
Yep.
property. And this grants permanent easement for ingress and egress.
Right, with no commitment
There's
from
no
us.
Commitment for maintenance. Anything like that, so I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, a motion and a second's on the table. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Fire Department request.
I'd make a motion to approve the request.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second's on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Rose Engineering updates.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This change order didn't quite make it into the packet. And it's for the Country Estates. We'll cover that in just a minute. Update you on phase one CIP project. Wagner has returned the final pay application and so that's being processed. I believe you have a copy of that final balancing change order in your packets. So that will be the end of the paperwork processing for that project to get that one wrapped up and out the door. Shared use path. Oh, I guess I need a motion to approve the final application for payment on
Has the
On
final
Wagner.
offer been done with everything,
everything's been done. All the punch list items are taken care of on that one. That one's all set.
the motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second's been made. Ada?
Lauren,
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Ty.
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
Hearing no nays, motion carries.
Okay, second item is the shared use path. we had done a partial acceptance for everything except for the lighting. The DOT wants us to move forward with the closeout process. And so we need some direction from you on whether we can issue the final acceptance or if you would like to do a final inspection of the lighting.
That's the lighting that we waited on for a year, all going
Yes.
north of town, correct?
Correct.
And it's all installed, it's all operational,
Exactly.
the work's been done. I took it upon myself to go drive through there, look at it. There's nothing crooked, there's nothing broken. It's all up to spec. It's good, so. I'd recommend that we allow them to move forward with it, the final acceptance letter. Make a motion.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion on it? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries.
Item number 3, Country Estates Water, substantial completion was September 30th. Seeding and gravel surfacing remain. Gravel, we have been talking to JMAC on that one about every other day to find out when they're going to be here. We thought it was going to be right before the snow, and obviously they didn't get here. And so what they told us at the end of last week and repeated on Monday is they thought it was this week. But we don't have an official date or day that they're going to be here to finish it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people not impressed with that
I
because that road is unbelievable when it's wet.
understand wholeheartedly. I don't know how to light a further fire under there. To get them here, but they know darn well that we need to get it cleaned up and ready for winter, because we are not ready for winter at this point in time.
Yeah, they have concrete to put in around the valve caps and.
Yep.
That's super necessary right now because we can't run a blade down that road.
Agreed. Yep. Same conversation we've had with them numerous times here. They're darn lucky the weather's been cooperative, because otherwise we'd be in real trouble.
So that makes the change order fairly simple. Can all be on pause till they get their stuff done, as far as I'm concerned.
And that's how I feel, I guess.
And that had 3 months for that.
I still don't know why line item 2 and 3 are on there when it was their mistake on the first place on that change order to pay for the time and the restock fee. I feel like they should have to eat that cost, that they sent a person to drive, 3 hours when they didn't need the part in the first place.
If I'm right though, the restocking fee was because we downsized the valve that we had initially ordered. We went from an 8-inch to a 6-inch valve. So to be fair, they brought an 8-inch valve out to put in, and
Okay, so that,
so that restocking fee and going to get that
Is on
6-inch
me.
valve it's actually,
We saved money by
it's
doing it
not
this way.
arguable to me. I mean, we asked them to put the 8-inch valve in, they
Well,
brought it,
and-
and we changed the plan.
To be honest, we went through this and already agreed upon the amount of the change order. And the actual numbers on the change order. We've gone through all of them
Yes,
and we had an agreement for that, and between that and the gravel that was gonna be put on, that they were gonna pay for 50% of the gravel.
yes.
And of course, we've not seen any work done, but
How much are we retaining?
We are retaining $260,000.
So they still have there's a fair amount that they need to get paid yet.
yeah, there is.
So we're in probably as good a spot as we can be to get the work done, because that retainage is not gonna be paid.
All I'm saying is we've already agreed to this change order.
Order is,
And so, I mean,
The reason the paper is here simply is because it is a summary of the agreement from last meeting. And so that's what this one was for.
Well, all I'm saying is we can't go back and rehash that and
Yep.
change that.
No, but that's not the pay application though, right?
Correct. The pay application is, we had a wrong number in the deduction for the retainage last time, so we were actually holding even more than we should have. As it stands now, we're holding 10%, I believe. Yes, 10%.
So I mean, is sitting on this change order, we still have leverage with or without this either way?
Absolutely.
Well, the change order we've agreed to.
Yeah.
I mean, that just needs to be paid because that was
Yeah,
part of the deal. They met us where we asked.
we're going backwards if we don't do it that way.
But I was just trying to clarify. to
No, I know, I
Lauren
wasn't there for that
Of
special
how
meeting,
that-
so that's why it didn't.
Why that looks like it does.
The pay application is to take care of a clerical entry on our part.
Where is that in here?
Excellent question.
I don't see it.
It's. This one, yeah. Sorry. Give it after the one, right after the four.
That's basically the pay up of 120,843. Is that the one?
The current payment due here, 66,925.80. That's what we're trying to get. Okay, one more. Why is it missing on theirs?
Yeah, I don't have it. Let me look at yours, be fine.
While you're looking at that, there is one additional note here. When they flush the water line down there take the superchlorinated and run it out, I screwed up. Plain and simple, I screwed up and said, we have to dump it in the sanitary sewer. I didn't tell them what rate to dump it in. So we overwhelmed the lift station over there and we had the city had it pumped. As a result, we asked Tuffy for that bill. It's $480 to pump that, and we're pulling that off of our next bill because that was my direction that was wrong. So, but the city had already paid that bill, so we're reimbursing by giving a credit. Unfortunately, that happens when you get a newbie around here, right? We make some mistakes.
Okay, on this pay app, back to that. What they're asking for is 66,000, you said?
Yes.
And that still leaves us with a 10% retainage of like
Yes.
35 or 350,000 or what?
260.
How much?
260.
Okay.
Move to pay the payout, number 3.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and a second's on the table. Any further discussion?
Lauren,
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Ty,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
Aye.
Okay, hearing no nays, motion carries to pay the payout.
So change order, is that paid?
change order is in there, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would get signed, and that's in part, in their application.
That's part of it.
That's part of the payout.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one for the gravel is not there at this point because we don't have a final quantity.
Right.
So, final
But-
item is the CIP Phase 2. We went through the process after last meeting of working out a split, figuring out what we could do to split the project into two pieces. They didn't break equally. I believe Patrick shared a memo with you that we kind of developed to look at that. One of the parts of it, and the letter itself is attached. We come up with a split of about $2 million on one of the projects, and the second one at 4.1. So the two of them added together is greater than the Phase 2 itself, because what we have to do, we don't know the timing of when, because these projects are sitting so close together, they have a lot of interactions at different street terminations, at its different intersections. And so we ended up having to take and put patch material into both projects, and we'll only end up paying it in one. But if you add the two projects together, it adds up to more at this point. That was the only real way that we could find that was possible to split the two projects. And it can be done. It can be done. It's going to take some work for us to do the split. But if that's what we want to do, I've got it on our memo. We've probably got close to 25 grand. That's high number in effort to break those projects up into two separate ones. And the soonest we'll be bidding will likely be February, probably, because we'll have to go through a review process again with DEQ. So
I'd recommend leaving it as one project on this time. We jumped into the middle of that, in the middle of the planning of it. This Phase 3 that will be coming, knowing it ahead of time is probably a little
we can
more
make smaller
conducive
bites.
to
Yep.
make something like that work. And right now, I'm not comfortable with taking a chance and having two end up costing more than if it was one.
I agree with that. Is that a motion?
Sure.
Because I'll second it.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor? We better, actually, it's for sending it out for bids, but let's do a roll call anyway.
Good. Lauren,
Aye.
Jesse,
Aye.
Ty,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
All right.
Okay, hearing no nays, only ayes, motion carries. To have one project.
One project. And then would you prefer us to get it on the street as quickly as we can? Because we've essentially got it ready to go. DEQ has approved it. We can get it out there.
I see no reason to hold back if you've got it ready.
Okay. It's,
The sooner we get it out there, the numbers come back in. If they're too high, we can reject them and
That's right.
rebid.
Anybody got an issue with that?
Make the motion to send bids for Phase 2.
Okay, a motion and a second on the table to send out the bids. Let's again do a roll call bid on that, or a roll call vote on that.
Lauren,
Aye.
Jesse, Ty,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
All right.
Okay,
thank you.
you bet.
And I will just conclude by saying I think the city made the right choice on that. It's the right way to do it. And we can look at Phase 3, make smaller bites on future projects. to make it
Please
work.
take some bites out of JMAC and get them over there to finish that road.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to being up here because I figured you guys were going to chew even harder.
I haven't
So
even
agreed.
started yet,
Certainly,
but
I understand. Thank you.
okay. Second reading of the city pond ordinance.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Oh, I suppose.
Okay, Lauren,
No.
Jesse, Ty,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Chad.
Okay, hearing one opposed and the rest ayes, motion carries. Third quarter gaming reports.
Motion to approve gaming reports.
Second.
Lauren.
I didn't catch that. Chad, did you make the motion? Linda did? And you second?
Lauren second.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Gaming permits. But we just did them, yeah. There was a third quarter gaming report, which we,
That's what we approved.
yeah, we approved that. We just read it over, so,
Motion to approve the permits.
okay.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table to approve the permits. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Okay, special event liquor license. Now, there was a couple more that
I
come
did
in
add
today.
some more.
Are
yes.
they added in here?
Yep, they're like on a separate part for the agenda that I included for copies. And those included the, besides the one that was in the packet from Kim Reynolds for the 5 spot, that was the Jacob Henick benefit for November 18th. And then the ones that came in yesterday and today was from the Leader Bar for December 9th for the CSW Christmas party. And then the other special event was for the Pinnacle Christmas party on December 16th. And then the other one that also came in was from the Rustic Bean, and that is for December 1st for another Christmas party for G Energy. So there's 4 special event liquor license.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second on the table. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Okay, committee appointments. There's only one tonight. And I'd like to appoint Jesse Wyrock to the employee committee. So,
The commissioners seem to be really wanting an appointment on the planning and zoning board to fill Zach's spot. They've brought it up 2 months in a row now, wanting to get that seat filled,
okay,
just so you're aware.
give me a couple days.
They just want that recommendation.
Okay. Have they got a recommendation?
You give the recommendation to them, they have to approve.
Well, okay.
Just somebody, I think.
Has to be one of us.
Yes, I know. Okay, police report.
Good evening. We're running really early, so I'm going to talk for about 2.5 hours.
I don't think you will.
Oh, okay.
I
Just
have,
trying to be friendly.
this is a hammer, not a gavel.
Oh, fair enough. Police department's still doing well. We're still alive and kicking. We have one at the academy. He'll be graduating the 15th of next month. And then he only's got a couple of weeks to finish FTO, and then he'll be on his own. We have the other new one that's currently in field training right now. Still been busy and still putting out press releases for stuff that is occurring. So other than that, still the same.
Campers and stuff that's still parked.
So we got a list of vehicles from the streets department or Public Works, sorry. And we went out and we tagged 17 or 18 vehicles. And I would say 95% of them have been moved. There's just a couple that we still have to deal with. But people are complying so far, voluntarily complying. So we're getting it done.
So that whole list that they had.
There's only,
Okay.
yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 left on that haven't been corrected yet, but they are
Good.
being spoken to and going to voluntarily correct it before I take them.
Good luck to the one I know. He tore that right off the windshield and backed it up. So,
Yeah.
just saying.
Any questions from you guys about the police department?
Anybody got any questions?
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Yep.
All right, fair enough.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, Public Works report. We have a new Public Works Director.
Past your bedtime, ain't it, Dave?
Easy. Evening, everyone. What I had in front of you was a quote for another snow bucket. We only have one at this moment. We have 3 dirt buckets and only 1 snow bucket. I reached out to a few different vendors for pricing. RDO was the only one that got back to me that had one in stock. John Deere said they're 20 weeks out. That wouldn't do us any good for this winter. By having another snow bucket, we're making 1 trip instead of 2. We're gonna save time and we're gonna save money. We're hauling double the volume.
I heard El Nino's gonna affect us and we're not gonna have any more snow.
If we buy the snow bucket, it won't snow.
Okay.
Buy the snow bucket.
It's usually the way it works, right?
Good answer.
I make a motion to buy the snow bucket so we don't get any more.
And that was a promise from you.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works.
Okay, a motion and a second's on the table. Any further discussion? Ada?
Lauren?
Aye.
Jesse? Ty?
Aye.
Linda?
Aye.
Chad?
I did have one more that wasn't on the agenda. It's the John Deere lift station. That went to heck on us this weekend. Both pumps failed. I was able to splice the 2 together to make something work, so we have a Band-Aid on it. These are European pumps. Parts are not easy to get. They're 2 weeks out. So I did a price check. We can get Hydromatic pumps, a pump that I believe we can work on, order parts, work on it rather than send the whole pump away. The price of the 2 new pumps and the new guide rail system in that lift station would be as much as it would be to replace these 2 European pumps. So, and we don't have a spare for this lift. We have 2 lifts that do not have spares. So when both pumps go, then we're sucking water out of the lift,
Which is expensive.
which is expensive. So
So how
ideally,
many spares would you like to have?
I'd like to have 1 for the holiday and then 1 for this John Deere, and then we'll have a spare for every lift that we have.
And I think that's a great idea.
Move to approve the recommendation of the Public Works Director to replace the 2 with the quote that you see in front of you, or the quote that he's talking about. And then also to buy a spare for each of those lift stations so that these guys have some.
Yeah, when these crap to bed
equipment
at
to work with.
11 o'clock Friday night, it's panic mode.
Yeah. Okay, motion on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a second.
And one other thing, we did have an ad in the paper. We have a roll-off trailer down at the yard, and we're gonna we put it in the paper for December 2nd and I think December 30th. From 10 to noon, people can come down and dump their garbage
In the,
in the shop area, in
Okay.
the fence area. That way, if the roads are muddy, we can't get into the landfill, they can still get down. We have a big roll-off trailer.
have you got good signage up there where there's no steel gonna be in there?
That's gonna be in the paper.
Okay,
And
One
then,
question, let's vote on our motion and then
oh, sorry.
talk about
Okay.
that.
Okay, Lauren?
Aye.
Jesse? Ty?
Aye.
Linda?
Aye.
Chad?
okay, hearing no nays. Motion carries. And with getting back to the garbage thing, I still think you need it posted outside of that dumpster, whether it's in the paper or not.
Yeah,
No metals.
It will be manned.
Because,
It
oh,
won't be
okay.
unmanned. So
All
it'll
right.
be manned, and we said, no wood, no metal. I mean, people are still calling with leaves. We're opening up the landfill to let them dump. They can still do that, but that is not designed, that's not what we're putting it there for.
Yeah,
So we'll give it the 2 tries, and we'll write down how many people show up and see if it's worth the time or not. So
okay.
we're gonna give it a whirl.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, attorney updates.
Got nothing.
That's what I like, is a fast man.
2 hours round trip, that's all good.
Got nothing right now. If you want, I can talk. I'm an attorney, but.
Okay, let's move on to council concerns. Lauren?
No.
Jesse?
Mine is country estate, we've already talked about it.
Okay,
No, I don't have anything.
Ty?
No.
Linda?
I got nothing.
Chad?
I've only got 2 things. One, we approved a snow blower for the skid steer. Is that in, or is that,
Last I checked, it's supposed to be here the 17th.
okay?
5th to 17th, and then a couple days, so. I know Friday.
Okay, and then the last thing is just the heads up for that fence at the fire hall that we put in to protect the tower. They sent the bill to the fire department, which I need to forward it to Ada so that it can be paid for through the city.
Right,
So you'll see that come, I believe it was somewhere around $13,000, something like that. So just a heads up that that's coming.
okay, moving on, we'll go to the judge's report. Everybody have a chance to look at that? Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Moving on to bills. Has everybody had a chance to look over the bills? Ada, did you have?
I just had one for the security fence. I wanted to know what fund that one you wanted to come out of. That was a 6-foot privacy fence for the cops,
That's
fourplex.
the police housing.
Police housing.
Fence,
Yeah.
And it should, yeah, either general or that housing, whatever, so that it's
Oh, yeah, that should come out of the house.
paid out of that.
It should,
housing
yeah.
fund.
Any other questions? If not, can I get a motion to approve? Second? Okay, motion and a second's been made. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Kidding?
Pretty good, huh?
I have to apologize, I forgot all about that. I was in the Met and I'm like, I was doing talking.
Yeah, that's almost a record.
And I
It's
came
gotta
out,
be.
I think it was 5:10 and.
Huh?
I've never seen less than hours.
Have you ever had it where you haven't had one?
Only time I've ever, and that,